Okay, so we have to do oxides today. Okay, topic 5.3. We completed this topic, yeah? Or is there something left? Dilute and concentrated? What is a dilute solution, voice? A dilute solution
Some,
is?
something which is dissolved into a solvent.
Yeah, it's
Which
a
has more
solution.
solvents in it.
Ma'am, can I take?
In a small
Yes,
quantity.
Yes.
yes.
It has a small amount of solute and large amount of solvent.
Less solute, good, and more solvent. Okay, so it's a dilute solution. So if it is dilute acidic solution, okay, so there will be less acid in it and more water. Okay, and if it is concentrated solution, so there will be more acid and less water. Okay, now I don't think we did these questions. Okay, so let's discuss which elements do all acids contain.
Hydrogen.
Hydrogen.
Hydrogen, very good. Don't write H positive. Okay, H positive is an ion. So if they ask you that which ion do all acids contain, then write H positive. Otherwise hydrogen. Which ion is in excess in an alkali solution?
OH.
OH negative
Hydroxide.
ions.
Hydroxide ions, OH negative, good. Which ions are present in nitric acid solution? So nitric acid is HNO3. So when it will split into its ions, what will be those?
H positive ions.
Yes, and nitrate.
Nitrate.
Okay, NO3 negative, because the nitric acid is HNO3. So it will split into H and NO3 separately. Okay, you can see the table at the back where the names of the acids are written and the formulas also. Calcium hydroxide, what will be its ions?
OH
Calcium.
negative and calcium oxide.
Calcium 2
Mm,
positive.
calcium 2 positive, yeah, and
Hydroxide negative.
negative. Yeah, hydroxide ion. Okay, hydroxide ion. If it's hydroxide, if it's alkali, then OH ions will come out. Okay, and whatever will be the metal ion, it will come. Okay, calcium. And calcium is in group 2, so that is why its charge number is 2. Okay, now ammonia solution. Ammonia solution formula, C from the back and tell me. Ammonium hydroxide. Ammonia solution is ammonium hydroxide. So one ion is sure, which is OH negative. What will be the other ion?
NH4.
Yes, NH4, and the charge will be positive because one negative and one positive. Okay, OH ions are negative, so NH4 will be positive. These are the ions which we get from ammonia solution. Okay, what is the formula for sulfuric acid? Quickly, it's written at the bottom. Sulfuric acid. You guys should remember it from now. H2SO4, sulfuric acid. Okay, remember that all the acid starts from hydrogen. Okay, all the mineral acids, okay, all the mineral acids, they start from hydrogen. So hydrogen and whatever substance is present, like the indicate. So if it is sulfuric, so it means sulfur is present, okay? So sulfate ion, so sulfuric acid. And if it is nitrate ion, so it means H is present, okay? And nitric acid, it indicates nitrogen's present, so NO3. Okay, so please remember the formulas of acids. Hydrochloric acid,
H2CO3.
HCl. H2CO3 is carbonic acid, okay? This one which is written at the bottom, here carbon is present, okay? Not chlorine. So it's carbonic acid. Like sulfuric acid, nitric acid, this is carbonic acid, okay? It ends with IC. and acid. Okay, what statement can we make about the concentrations of hydrogen ions and hydroxide ions in water? This is what we discussed yesterday about the concentrations of hydrogen ions and hydroxide ions in pure water. So
Ma'am, the
what it will be?
concentration of hydrogen ions and hydroxide ions are equal in water,
Very good.
and
Awesome.
that's why it has a neutral pH of 7.
Yeah, that's why it has neutral pH. So the statement which we can make is that hydrogen ions are equal. The concentration of hydrogen ions are equal than the equal to the concentration of hydroxide ions in water. Okay, so H positive is equal to OH negative. So this statement we can make. Okay, so this question can also come in terms of acids. That what statement can we make about the concentrations of these ions in acidic water? Okay, so in acidic water, H positive will be more in amount as compared to OH. Okay, and if this question comes in terms of alkaline solution, then OH ions will be more in alkaline solution, okay, as compared to H positive. So keep this thing in mind. Okay, this diagram, this is really important. Okay, figure 5.5. So keep this in mind, the concentrations of OH positive and H positive and OH negative in these solutions, in pure water, in acidic solution, and in alkaline solution. Okay, then we have next topic of oxides. Did I tell you that which topics from this chapter will come, are included? No?
No, ma'am, you can tell us now.
Yeah, electrolysis chapter is for sure, it's full included. Electrolysis chapter, okay, moles is not included because it was the syllabus of second assessment. Okay, moles are not coming. Electrolysis full chapter is coming. You will get the study guide also soon. From this chapter, topic 5.1, 5.2, 5.3, and 5.11. These four topics are included. Okay, 5.11 actually is because 5.11 5.11 is weak, strong and weak acid and alkali, so it's related to the previous topics of 5.1 and 5.2. Okay, so it's related, so that's why we included this 5.11. Rest of the chapter inshallah you will study in grade 9, in the start of grade 9 first term. Okay, so we are on 5.3 right now, so inshallah we'll complete it in like in next week. Chapter will be completed. Okay, so oxides, let's start. Oxides are, they are the compounds of oxygen. Okay, as you all know, these are the compounds when anything, any substance, any element reacts with oxygen, it forms oxide. Okay, compound of oxygen. Okay, so there are of two types. When metals react with oxygen, they form metal oxide. Okay, metal oxides. And when non-metal reacts with oxygen,
They form
simple,
non-metal oxides.
yeah, they form non-metal oxides. Okay, so very simple classification. Now the metal oxides are again divided into two types, and non-metal oxides are also divided into two types. Okay, metal oxides, number one, they are basic. Okay, basic oxides. And number two, metal oxides are also amphoteric in nature. Amphoteric oxides. Okay, so these are the two types. Most of the metal oxides are basic oxides, very few of them are amphoteric. Okay, basic oxides, as the name is indicating, basic, so they react as a base. They react as a base, or they show the properties of a normal base. Okay, like the pH, pH greater than 7. Okay, and turning litmus red, litmus blue. Okay, and when they react with when they are dissolved in water, they give alkalis, and when they are reacted with acid, they give neutralization reaction. Okay, so the simple reactions of bases, so it's they are bases, simple. Okay, they react as bases and alkalis. And amphoteric oxides, okay, name actually it indicates two things. Okay, that it's a combination of two, like amphibians. Have you studied amphibians in biology?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so amphibians, what are those? What are these animals?
Animals with moist skin
Mm-hmm.
that live in
Sorry.
both land and water.
Land and water, very good. Okay, this is what I was like asking about. That live or they can survive on land and water both. Okay, so like it's the combination of two things, land and water. So amphibians are those animals which can survive on both things. So from word amph, okay, this the same word is used here, amphoteric. Okay, so amphoteric oxides are those oxides which can react as base as well as acid. Okay, so they have the properties of both. They react as base and as acids also. Okay, we will do the reactions of amphoteric in detail. Okay, then you will see that how or when they react like a base and when they react as an acid. Okay, what is the circumstances? What are the circumstances when they react as these things? Okay, but right now just simply understand that amphoteric are those oxides. They are metal oxides. Okay, they are made from metals, but they sometimes they react as base and sometimes they react as acids. And there are only two amphoteric oxides which are written in this figure also, figure 5.8 on page 126. The small diagram flow chart, you can see the amphoteric oxides are only two. Okay, they are zinc oxide, ZnO, and Al2O3, aluminium oxide. Okay, so there are only two amphoteric oxides. So if you learn these amphoteric oxides, then it will be very easy for you because rest of the metal oxides will be basic. Okay, you can easily understand, like if it comes that MgO, is it basic or amphoteric? Okay, we know that it's a metal oxide, but is it base or amphoteric? If you learn that zinc oxide and aluminum oxide, only these two are amphoteric, then you can like quickly say that this is basic. Okay, only zinc and aluminum amphoteric oxides. Okay, so please learn these. Now up come to the non-metal oxides. They are again of two types. Okay, 3 and 4. First of all, they are acidic oxides. Okay, and the second type is known as neutral oxide. Okay, so acidic oxide, as the name is indicating, it's acidic. Okay, so it reacts as an acid. Okay, it gives the property, it shows the properties of acids. So it's toxic, dangerous, sour in taste, its pH is less than 7. Okay, and litmus paper red, it turns litmus paper red, and it also gives neutralization reaction when it reacts with an alkali. So the simple acidic properties they will show, they're acidic in character. Okay, and the neutral oxides, can you guess which thing is left? Acid is done, base is done, the thing which reacts as acid and base, that is done. Which one is left?
Alkaline.
No, these bases are
Alkaline.
alkalis. Bases form alkalis.
Ma'am, neutralization reaction.
Neutralization, neutral. Okay, from the word neutral, it means that these are the oxides which neither acids, which neither behave like acids nor as base. Okay, so like they are like introverts, they don't disturb anyone. Okay, so they neither react like acid nor they react like a base, so they are completely neutral. Okay, so they are also like very few neutral oxides which you can learn. There are 3 neutral oxides and all 3 are written again in this diagram. They are carbon monoxide. Okay, carbon monoxide is a neutral oxide. H2O, water, is a neutral oxide. Water is an oxide of hydrogen. Okay, it's neutral. And then we have nitrogen oxide, NO. Okay, not nitrogen dioxide. nitrogen oxide, simple NO. Okay, so these three, carbon monoxide, nitrogen oxide, and water, these three are neutral oxides. Rest of the non-metal oxides are acidic. Okay, so please learn these three also, that they are only neutral oxides. They are neither acid nor base. They are neutral in nature. Okay, so there, if you test their pH will come 7. Okay, simple. And they will not change the color of litmus also because they are completely neutral. Okay, so this is like the summary of all the 4 oxides. Now let's study them from the book. Is the summary clear, boys? Like a little bit intro?
Yes.
Okay. So on the same page 125, topic 5.3, metal oxides and non-metal oxides. First, we have acidic and basic oxides. Okay, so first let's study acidic and basic. Here in the first 2 paragraphs, okay, these two. In the first 2 paragraphs, it's written that in the universe, it's the history actually. Okay, it's the history, and also there's no need to learn the history. Okay, it's written here that in the universe, long time ago, previously we had some non-metals present. Okay, so the example of sulfur and carbon is given. So first we are studying acidic oxides. Okay, acidic, like non-metal oxides. So previously, in the starting, some non-metals were present in the universe, like sulfur, for example. Okay, sulfur is a solid. Can you see this blue color on black?
Yes, we can see. It's written non-metal.
Yeah, non-metal and sulfur. Okay, as sulfur is a solid, and when it reacted with atmospheric oxygen, it formed sulfur dioxide, which is a gas. Okay, so sulfur dioxide, sulfur is a non-metal and it forms an oxide. It's an acidic oxide. Okay, sulfur dioxide is acidic.
Ma'am?
Yeah.
Like, some metals, if you like, if you
Mm-hmm.
if oxygen is brought to them, like uh, aluminium, so it has an oxide layer over it. Like, why is it? And like, why do only special materials have it?
Because see, it's about the electrons which are present. So in aluminium, there are only like it can give only 3 electrons. So it will give its 3 electrons to oxygen. Okay, and then it will form what? It will like no more aluminium is available, or it cannot react with further oxygen. It does not have that much ability to react. Okay, aluminium is already a very less reactive element. So the elements which are present in like group 1, group 2, and group 3. So group 1 and group 2 metals are more reactive, and group 3 metals, they are comparatively less reactive. Okay, comparatively less reactive because they have like they can give their 3 electrons. So aluminium will give its 3 electrons, okay, to oxygen, and it forms the oxide layer around it. So it's not case with any other element because they're more reactive. So if more oxygen or more any other element is present, so they will immediately react with the other element also. Okay,
So
but
that's
aluminium is
why
less reactive,
put
so it will
in
not
oil.
react. Yeah, that's why we put sodium, potassium, these substances in oil. Good. Kerosene oil mostly it is used. Okay, so that it will not react with oxygen because they're very reactive. So they can even like they can burn if we expose the large amount of them with oxygen, and in water also. It's a very like explosive reaction. Okay. So yeah, we were doing sulfur dioxide. So yes, see the sulfur dioxide, it's an acidic. Okay, it's an acidic oxide. Okay, and when we tested this substance with litmus paper, so it turned blue litmus paper red, so it means it's acidic. Okay, so it turned blue litmus paper red, so what it means that this gas which is formed from non-metal is acidic. Okay, and when we dissolve this gas in water, then it gave H2SO4, which is sulfuric acid, which again turned blue litmus red. So it means that when we dissolve these acidic oxides in water, they give acids. Okay, aqueous solution, they give acids. These acidic oxides. So remember, when these acidic oxides are dissolved in water, then they give acids. Okay, so acidic oxide is a gas, non-metal oxide. Non-metal acidic oxide is a gas. When we dissolve it in water, it gives liquid or aqueous acid. Similarly, the other example is of carbon. Carbon is a solid, and when we dissolve, when it reacts with the oxygen or atmospheric oxygen, then it forms carbon dioxide gas, which is again a non-metal oxide, and when we tested by litmus paper, it turned blue litmus red. So it means it's also acidic. Okay, acidic oxide. And when this acidic oxide is dissolved in water, it gives carbonic acid, H2CO3, aqueous carbonic acid. Okay, and this acid, this solution, again, it turned blue litmus red, so it means they give acids. Okay, so hence we prove that these non-metal oxides are acidic, and when we dissolve them in water, they give acids. Okay, complete aqueous acids, and they turn blue litmus red. So it means that they are toxic, or they have all the acidic properties. Okay, and next they've written about metals. Okay, in this paragraph, first you can see here in figure 5.7, it's written burning sulfur in a gas jar of oxygen. Okay, so when we burn sulfur in oxygen, it forms sulfur dioxide gas. Okay, and here in this paragraph, it's written when water is added to the gas jars, it dissolves the gases and gives solutions that turn blue litmus red. Okay, so both the gases, sulfur dioxide and carbon dioxide, both of them will give the solutions which turns blue litmus red. Okay, and the next paragraph is about metals. Although no example is given here, but let's take one example of magnesium. Magnesium is a metal and it's solid. When it reacts with oxygen, it forms magnesium oxide. Okay, magnesium oxide is also a solid. So metal oxides are solids. Okay, like non-metal oxides are gases, metal oxides are solids, and they are basic oxides. Okay, basic oxides, and they are also known as simple bases. Okay, they're also known as bases, solid bases. And when these bases are dissolved in water, they give alkalis. MgOH whole twice. They form alkalis. Okay, bases and alkalis, remember, bases and alkalis both are same thing. Their properties are also the same. Okay, bases and alkalis, their properties are same. The difference is that bases are solids. They are not in water. Okay, when we don't dissolve them in water, they're simple oxides. They are solid metal oxides. They are bases. Okay, and when we dissolve them in water, and they become hydroxides, metal hydroxides, and then they are called alkalis. Okay, so this is the difference between bases and alkalis. Otherwise, they are the same thing. Okay, their properties are same. Their pH, color, litmus paper changing, and everything. Their reactions are also the same. Okay, they both give salt and water upon reacting with acids. But the only difference is that bases are metal oxides, solid metal oxides. Okay, and alkalis are when these metal oxides are dissolved in water. Okay, the hydroxides are alkalis. Are solid, and not all the bases are soluble in water. Okay, there are very few bases which are insoluble in water. Okay, so we prepare their hydroxides indirectly, like copper oxide. Okay, you have to tell me when the time finishes. Okay,
Ma'am, it's 11:16.
so when period finishes? 11:15.
11:15.
Yeah, okay, so the time is up. Okay, so I'll explain you in the next class then, so you can go. Okay, I will not take your extra time.
Okay, ma'am. Allah Hafiz,
Allah
ma'am.
Hafiz, man.
Thank you. Allah Hafiz. See you tomorrow.